Okay, so finally, at long last, we have a game tonight. Of course, Mineski, unfortunately having some serious internet issues. This will be the first game for tonight. This is Mith.trust on the dire side. They're up against Absolute Legends in the group stage of the Gigabyte Dota Masters tournament. Now, this, of course, is a $5,000 prize. Well, my name is Triumph-Man, casting on the Beyond the Summit TV channel, and joining me is Absolute Legends Gods, the manager, of course, casting for his team right about now. But like in first ban, along with Chen, pretty stock standard bans, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. Absolute Legends do have that first pick, so it's something you normally might not see as banning up the Lycan. They may try to first pick it, but it's not a hero they commonly use. They're going to see Mith.trust banning out the Chen, a very common hero for Absolute Legends. And Batrider, man, that is a hero that Southeast Asian teams love. You'll never see it on a European Dota team, but here, this is the Gigabyte Dota 2 Masters featuring the Asia and Oceania teams, and Batrider has been banned.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's definitely frustrating. Got some really good lockdown. Like, I mean, when I casted Dota 1, he was actually relatively popular with the fast blink dagger. He could really jump in there quickly and cause some havoc, cause some disruptions, and just lock down a hero, an important hero like Anti-Mage. And I'm pretty sure that Lasso will go through Magic Community as well, so it is a relatively good lockdown. Of course, no damage, but it's just for the displacement and the lockdown. And of course, Godot. I'm pretty sure it's Godot who plays the Chen. The Chen and AL, and of course AL pretty damn aggressive. Like, we have seen your team be pretty freaking aggressive, pretty damn scary, so getting rid of Chen makes perfect sense. Also, Darkseid getting taken out of the mix as Shaitan has disconnected, hopefully gets back in. I don't want another remake. But of course, the Darkseid is very popular these days, really strong early game, early mid-game presence, just because Iron Shell does so much freaking damage. Even if Darkseid isn't the one basically putting it in, like getting it mixed in, you can just throw it on just about anybody who needs to mix in there with the enemy team, cause a ton of damage. And Wall of Rope and Vacuum also really good for early game team fights as well. And he's generally played as a suicide solo at the moment, just remote farming with Iron Shell.
Yeah, his farm in the jungle is a bit slow. It's not. Oh, you can farm quickly using that smoke trick, but the problem is it makes your lanes quite weak, and it is a hero as a side lane solo that is very hard to beat, very hard to gank, very hard to kill. And one hero that does make a strong solo hero, not a hero that gets that involved in the early game, is going to be the Invoker. Invoker, the first pick by Snoopy. That's, I mean, they have got a couple players who sort of dabble in playing an Invoker. Probably the most well-known one is going to be Godot, but not always the one who does play that. And going to be interesting to see what Mith.trust pick up here. They may just go for some stable picks. Heroes like Windrunner, Earthshaker, still in the pool. Leshrac has also been a very popular hero as of late, so definitely Mith.trust going to need something to deal with this Invoker. Maybe going to go for an early game aggression, because Invoker does not get all that involved on the early levels.
As you may have heard a phone in the background, that is a jerk of a mate who's on the stream right about now calling me just to be a dick. Dude, Dodd, stop it. Cut it. Cut that crap out. Oh, it's not necessary. But Earthshaker, very strong hero. And I mean, you were talking about, I know some people were calling out the chat, but I think you also said it. He was very popular in the Southeast Asia. Honestly, popular everywhere. He's just flat out, just strong hero, just really, really good poke with his fissure. Obviously, got a good range so he can set things up, and just flat out, it's a really good defensive skill, really good offensive skill as well. If you get those traps lined up, absolutely fantastic. And of course, he is annoying. Like, if you're trying to push in there with a ton of minis, like trying to push early with a ton of minis, it's also something you got to watch out for. Just because that Echo Slam bouncing around can do critical damage. AM though, getting picked up.
Wow. Well, and it looks like Absolute Legends have been watching some of these Starladder games, because they've gone for a lineup similar to a lot of what the heroes and lineups we saw at the Starladder finals. The Sand King Enigma with the huge team fight, and great lane control as well. Enigma, such a great laning hero. Sand King providing some great mid-game presence. It's all about the mid-game team fight, the mid-game disables, and a lineup like this could really just roll through an Anti-Mage lineup. But Anti-Mage, if he can get the early game farm, and if he can pressure towers, could be the hero Mith.trust will be able to rely on to maybe take this game. And second stage of bans now, I definitely think both teams with two very different lineups, and definitely two different styles of plays that are going to go head-to-head here.
As I said, people, again, freaking out about the camera. Guys, it's not going to be, I keep saying this, it's not going to be here when we actually go into the game. After the picking phase, you'll see this screen. Okay, so stop freaking out, just calm down, otherwise I'm going to have people just screaming out for the next 10 minutes in chat. But just cool your jets, it will go away, it is just for the big screen. But Crystal Maiden, really strong support here, is getting banned. I suppose they were a little bit worried about her just rolling around there. Of course, Crystal Maiden and Earthshaker have really good range together, just ES Fissure, obviously pretty long range, and then just flat out Just flat 1100 units of range
Yeah.
on Crystal Nova. Really good for setting things up, slowing down, just letting Earthshaker get in there with a Fissure. Because, of course, Fissure's got a good range, but it just, well, not even Earthshaker, but just anybody else who wants to close in, they can just set it up, or even just buy time for Earthshaker to drop the right angle on Fissure. Because, of course, it's not just enough to drop the Fissure on somebody. Also, you want to get that optimal angle for the block, or for the or at the very least, you don't want to screw it up and block your own team. That is the other thing you really have to worry about when playing ES. And I think I think we cast it during the qualifiers. In fact, one ES actually dropped it. He was trying to save himself with a Fissure, dropped the Fissure, and then realised he blocked himself on the wrong side of it and got killed, gave away the first blood.
It was one of those awkward moments where it's like, God, you're just thinking, oh, this is great. I can counter gank them with my Fissure, and then you suddenly think, oh, I'm completely stuck on the wrong side. But anyways, the last few bans coming out, we see Broodmother as well as Shadow Demon being banned. Two smart bans. I think Brood is a hero that works as a secondary carry with the Anti-Mage. You can put on a lot of pressure and make room for the Anti-Mage, allow Anti-Mage to get more and more farm, because you have to shut down that Brood. Otherwise, he does just push down tower after tower. As for the Shadow Demon, that's a support hero that AL could have used with this lineup. It's a nice sort of mid-game support hero that can really cause some problems with the disruption. And, I mean, what are you thinking? What will AL and Mith.trust go with their 4th and 5th picks here?
Well, I'm looking at this line. Like you said, like junglers will weaken the lanes, and if AL aren't planning on getting a late game hero, I don't think they'll want to weaken their lanes early. So I'm thinking Enigma will take a lane if they're not planning on getting some kind of hard carry. And they've got Vengeful Spirit. Now Vengeful Spirit, like they've got the double stun there. If Sand King and Vengeful Spirit are going to run together, she doesn't have that much lane control though, just because her range is a little short. She's definitely no Crystal Maiden in the lane as far as supports goes. I'm just wondering if they're going to try, if we still got Leshrac on the board. I mean, AL have run their fair share of Leshrac in the past, so I'm just wondering if we're going to see like a really aggressive, whole bunch of stuns going out, because Enigma might take the solo v solo if he can try and get it. I mean, even he might just try and control the lane with denies, so conversions, denying his own creep, pull it back like a Lich does. And speaking of Lich has been pulled out, so maybe we'll see a Lich versus Enigma in a solo v solo.
I think Lich is going to be played as a support here. They picked it up to lane it with the Anti-Mage, make sure Anti-Mage has a nice, easy lane, can get his farm up. And Absolute Legends, I think what they'll do is solo that Enigma. Like you said, look for a solo versus solo, even solo versus tri-lane, and they're going to put the Vengeful Spirit, the Sand King, with some kind of carry. This could be the time where we see them pick up something like that Silencer, maybe even the Mirana. They're going to go with some kind of semi-carry DPS. Queen of Pain's still an option as well. They might not go for something that even has much carry potential if they want to focus on the mid-game, having that damage they need. So heroes like Queen of Pain, Silencer, Mirana, even heroes like we've seen them use Ursa and DK, all possibilities here. Because they haven't picked up their sort of semi-carry / carry hero, they have a lot of options left to them. As for Mith.trust, they're going to be wanting to pick up a solo of sorts. They've got the Lich ES as their two probably supports, and they're going to want to go for some sort of solo mid, which will be their hero they look for to counter the AL lineup.
I'm almost wondering if they'll try and dual mid just to try and shut down Invoker early on, just because, like, I mean, a classic lane is Lich and Anti-Mage in the dual lane in mid, so... Oh, there we go. So we're probably going to see a Bleak Mirana. Now, we've seen Bleak really hit hard with this Mirana. He's definitely very, very scary. And, I mean, they've got the setup as well to land some massive arrows as well, as long as they can just get the angle to get the creep out of the way. But definitely, whoever's up against, or if they do, I suppose, I mean, there's no guarantee, but I'm thinking we're going to see Sand King, Vengeful Spirit, and Mirana together, and I'm guessing Sand King and Vengeful Spirit will break off and roam and just try and put pressure elsewhere, because Mirana can look after herself. Just give her a quick level advantage over, say, whoever's getting thrown up against. I mean, if they throw the solo Windrunner or the solo Puck, I mean, Puck is also a suicide laner as well, but in this case, I think they'll give him the farm, just because fast blink on Puck or a Yules, he can really cause some damage with that. So, I'm expecting the Mirana to go up against, the tri-lane from AL to go up against a Windrunner, and she will definitely have to really, really watch out.
Yeah, there's a lot of options here for the Radiant team. Like you mentioned, they could easily run the Lich, the Anti-Mage in that mid lane if they want to shut down the Invoker and get the Anti-Mage some nice farm. The mid lane is always going to be a relatively safe lane unless AL decide to do a dual lane there as well. But in general, I mean, that's a good lane for Anti-Mage to go. If he goes bottom with a sort of Lich, ES, Anti-Mage, if they're up against the tri-lane with the Mirana, the VS, the Sand King, that's a triple stun. That's a lot of damage coming out, and they're going to have to be playing very, very safe. Not to mention their other lanes. The Enigma, the Invoker should be able to win their lanes or at least do fairly well and farm up.
And I noticed somebody asking in the chat, can anybody explain the Batrider ban I just got here? Batrider is a lot more popular in the Asian scene. In fact, he was definitely popular in Dota 1. I guess maybe it's a European or possibly an Australian viewer who just hasn't seen a lot of Batrider. Batrider is very tough to deal with, has a really good lockdown, and he generally goes for a fast blink. So he's one of those heroes who just sort of tries to isolate a specific hero, and basically he just binds that linchpin hero, the hero that really controls the fight. Like, say if you've got a Chen who's making the enemy team really hard to kill, he'll be the sort of guy who'll blink in there, grab that Chen, lock him down, while his teammates either go try and gun focus fire the Chen, or just try and deal with his team, while Chen is unable to pop a buttload of heals on them. I'll just try and focus fire somebody else down. But we've got a pause here. Has somebody DC'd? I hope not.
Yeah, the captain from Mith.trust, as they are probably playing from a LAN cafe, probably just some settings or graphical problem which causing them to have to remake here. So, Absolute Legends, as expected, we've got Bleak playing the Mirana, we've got Shaitan actually playing the Enigma, Musica on the Invoker, Snoopy and Godot playing the two supports, the Sand King, the Vengeful Spirit. I think Godot initially started playing the Invoker, but as time went on, Musica and Bleak, as well as, I don't think Shaitan is. Musica and Bleak started playing it more because Godot and Snoopy tend to stick to the two supports, and we are going to see Snoopy. When Absolute Legends first came into Dota 2 scene, Sand King was Snoopy's hero. I think it was the Infuse Cup where he played it literally every game, and with Sand King, Absolute Legends were just almost unstoppable. I think it was partly coincidence, like it's a strong hero, but as a support hero, it's never going to control the game. But over on the Radiant team, Mith.trust with the Anti-Mage, that's going to be in the hands of their superstar carry, Lakelz. He's the player that you need to look out for. Lakelz is he's their captain. He's always their hard carry. He's known for his Morphling, and he is definitely one of the best farmers in Southeast Asia.
Fair enough then. Well, I've got to say, if it goes to late game, Mirana, as hard as she can hit, and as ferocious as I think Bleak is, with it, it's just, she will definitely be edged out by that Anti-Mage, no question at all. I know everybody knows this, so it's definitely going to be up to AL to really try and control this early game. They're going to have to get aggressive. I don't think they can afford to sit back. Unless they're planning for just sort of a mid game, just sort of a timing push. They just wanted, because they've got really good AOE correct control. They've got the epicenter. They've got big spells there from Imoka. Lots of big AOE from him. They've got the black hole. I mean, even Mirana could sort of wade in there with a bit of AOE damage, but I don't think they have. Like, then again, like, I mean, the Radiant, they have got some response spells there. They've got Echo Slam, they've got Chain Frost, they've got their own really big firepower spells there. So I think AL are definitely going to want to get aggressive early on. As apparently AL being, are they doing this on purpose? Do they do this whenever you cast to try and drown you out? Because I know you're casting.
Myth,
oh, is it Myth? Okay.
No, that's Myth. Yeah,
okay.
They're having a bit of fun here.
Are you sure it's Myth? Because I'm seeing defend these towers come up on the dire side.
Okay, yeah. Oh, the tower thing. That is probably AL. Oh, yeah. They're on both sides. I don't know, but all the drawings and colors was Myth. As soon as it started, I just turned down my volume.
I can't. I'd love to, but I can't because it'll turn you down. So either way, we won't get something. All right, Myth are back in action. Fantastic. So we won't have another remake. I just double checked that I did start the local recording, of course. Now I know some people complain about the quality on stream. Obviously, I am casting from Australia, and our internet is not the best. So I do have to make some sacrifices here and there, just because I want the stream to be, rather than be as to be as sharp as it can, I want it to be stable. That is the main thing. I've got to worry about it being stable. I don't want it lagging out in team fights all the time and stuff like that. So, had to make some sacrifices on actual video quality, but I do record a higher quality VOD which gets uploaded later. And,
yep. So, teams rolling out, Absolute Legends doing their sort of typical 5-man bottom here, and we are, like you mentioned, Anti-Mage, dual lane at mid, Puck is going to be soloing bottom lane, and Mith.trust are going to run some dual lanes here. Earthshake and Winrun are looking to head top together. Tri-lane mid is something completely unheard of, so Earthshake is just going to hang around top, protecting the Windrunner probably, or may decide to protect the Puck, but he's going to be either bottom or top, and Puck at bottom needs to be careful here.
Well, I know, like, he might just start out with Run, because, I mean, they've got a double stun there. As long as they get a couple of levels early on, they could try and shut somebody down or pick off an early kill, just because depends who they send. If they do send the Tri-lane up there, it really depends where this Mirana is going to want, whether or not they go aggressive or not with that Tri-lane. Because, I mean, they've got a lot of stun. They could try and take out this Puck early on, like try and get aggressive, and then have their supports, have the AL support sweep through the Radiant jungle and gank the mid. Because, I mean, if Earthshake gets a couple, or even just one level, and just sort of, goes through that jungle, the top jungle as well, and just sweeps in from behind Invoke, he could try and set up something as well. So it's one of those things. And an Exhort Invoker from Musica here. Now, I mean, you mentioned, Gods, that Musica and Bleak, I think, were dabbling a bit more. Do you know if they favour the Exhort or the Quace and the Wex?
They go for, I think they're doing the exhort more. I think most teams are going with the exhort, and by exhort, they're still going to pick up the cold snap. Cold snap is Invoker's best early game spell, as well as in the mid game. It's so powerful, and it'll be sort of a cold snap plus Sunstrike build. And then come mid game, you bring out the Forge Spirits, you bring out maybe the Chaos Meteor, the Deafening Blast, some of those big AoE spells for the team fights. And a Anti-Mage, ooh, DD Rune at level 1, that's going to help him out a lot here. Although he is already down a couple creeps here, and now Music having a bit of a hard time lasting. And so trialing versus the puck at bottom, and Vengeful Spirit Sanking immediately saying, okay, screw this, they're going to smoke towards mid lane, look for possibly a kill on this Lich here, or even the Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage does the blink though.
Yeah, and of course, I mean, if they can bait, because I mean, he's got the DD, he might get aggressive. Musica might be able to bait him into just going forwards and trying to jump him, because of course the DD, he thinks he's safe, he can afford to try and stack some damage. Although I'm assuming now bottom lane doesn't appear to have, I don't know, Anti-Mage isn't being particularly defensive yet, so maybe the bottom lane haven't called that there might be a bit of an issue. Although then again, maybe he's just thinking, level 1, tower should protect me. Yeah, I think they know there's trouble. They're hanging back. They're not really pushing up too far. Although Lich maybe about to carl it. He might carl it in a second. Although here comes ES from the top. He was also both teams with somebody. Although here comes AL. They're jumping in. Nothing happens. AM just backs up and goes, you know what? No, not happening. Just steps back up. Doesn't waste his blink either. But it looks like he's going for the aggressive build because he knows he's got control here. Although, are AL gonna dual lane this mid now? Although Anti-Mage now jumping on top of Vengeful Spirit. Here comes a stun. Fissure going down. Possible first blood. The Sparrow Strike goes in, but the first blood there goes to Mith.trust. Goes to Lich. They're going to try and get a kill there on Anti-Mage. Not going to happen. No, Snoopy going to go down as well. Doesn't have the Sandstorm up. And this is not a good start for AL. Guys, you know I've got branches on you. Don't lose.
Hey man, that was a great gank coming out from Mith.trust. They timed it well. The ES... roaming from top, ES, you mentioned Mith.trust, maybe they didn't call missing well, ES knew what was up. He knew they could be coming from bottom towards mid because they can't really kill the puck, so chances are they're coming mid, so ES moving there, doing a great job there as bottom lane, Bleak and Arbor. The puck and Mirana trading hits here. Bleak will hit an arrow and, ooh, things going down. Bleak needs to be careful.
Yeah, Bleak having to leap out there. He could have actually stood his ground and fought, except the creep decided to wade in. They just finished up dealing with the dire creep, and there's a possible gank. Yeah, Earthshaker is here. There's the illusion of does go far enough to hit him with that fissure, knocking off the health ball. That is going to annoy Bleak a bit, but still, Puck decides not to dive, which I think is fair enough because he doesn't have that much health, and he's not got Waning Rift. Well, he's got one level, but of course, level 1 Waning Rift kind of weak source, so not too surprising. And now it is going to be a permanent dual mid at the moment. By the looks of it, Godot now rotating to mid to help try and shut down this Anti-Mage, although they've already fed him a couple of assists, I think. In fact,
yeah, the assists don't, they don't get him that much gold though, but the problem is Anti-Mage, with the poor man's shield at level 1, he got pulled some tangos, and he's going to have a very fast ring of health. And Absolute Legends in make sure whenever he goes in for last hits, they punish him, throw down the right clicks, and that's partly why the Vengeful Spirit is there, to give some added harass.
As Puck goes down, I missed that though. Puck getting taken out. Looks like, I'm guessing Bleak and Snoopy managed to coordinate a couple of stuns there. And there is only an illusion of Earthshaker sitting over there. Earthshaker, the real Earthshaker. Where's the real Earthshaker? Oh wait, no, he's gone back to top. I thought he was trying to gank mid for a second. I saw the yellow on the minimap. Right now though, how is Enigma doing against Windrunner? Honestly, his Eidolons are a little at risk from power shots just because Windrunner can safely try and farm them with power shots to spam that, as it looks like he's not. Shaitan is not harassing.
He's denying very well. He's up to 13 denies. He's got this, about the same CS as Windrunner, both on 12 CS, but Shaitan with 13 denies, Windrunner with just the 3 denies. So Shaitan will have a bit of a level advantage there.
Of course,
mass Eidolons
do make it really easy to deny. It looks like Snoopy going to go for a Puck again. There is a Sunstroke. That may have helped out. And this is the power of the Exhort Invoker. It gives you so much more control around it. It's just like kind of having an early skill shot. Although there's a stun on mid. It looks like he's trapped in. Musico is going to go down, feeding Anti-Mage another kill. This is not looking too good in this mid lane. However, they are providing pressure elsewhere on the map. The question is, can AL get into this mid game, force a team fights, take out the Radiant team, and then leave Anti-Mage for last? Because I think that's what we've seen in the past. They can manage it. It is doable. And this is why Anti-Mage is no longer that fearsome sort of, insta-ban. He can be dealt with even if he's sort of early farmed. Just kill his teammates, and then focus fire him with mass disables.
Yep, but they need the levels to do that. And as it stands, I mean, Invoker only up to level 3. And that is going to hurt them, as well as Sanking Snoopy. Oh, Snoopy's actually at level 4 though, I guess partly because of those kills at bottom lane helping him out a bit, and he is going to help protect this Mirana at bottom. So Snoopy and Bleak doing alright, and Shaitan at top lane doing very well. They actually picked up a kill on that Windrunner, so Shaitan controlling this top lane with a kill, as well as complete creep control as well.
So currently as the match stands, AL, the Dire are winning both top and bottom lanes. However, they are definitely being edged down to mid with a couple of kills there for anti-mage. In fact, he's up to 2 kills, 1 assist, only on 6. He is behind on CS though. He is being punished on CS. The lane pressure is good, and this is definitely what helps keep the carries farmed out is lane pressure. He's only on, what is he? I think it was 16, 18 and 8. At about 5 minutes in, that is a little bit behind. Not too far behind, but it is a little bit behind. Maybe the kills are going to make up for it. But meanwhile, Earthshaker has rotated to bottom. Looks like he will be trying to help Puck out, because Puck is just gone, you know what? Invoker's bullying me from mid. I do need a hand here against this double stun. My level 1 phase shift can't keep me safe. And Lucio, I'm just getting locked down by stuns. I do need a bit of a hand here, because he's a little squishy as an intelligence hero.
Yeah, he is one of those squishy heroes, and if you accidentally, well, not so much accident, but if you use an illusionary orb at a bad time and then suddenly find yourself getting stunned from a Sand King who's currently in fog, suddenly Puck with just phase shift, that's not enough to get you out. You need the phase shift and the illusionary orb. You need those 2 spells, otherwise you are very gankable. Sand King deciding he's had enough of sitting in the jungle. He's actually going to consider swinging towards mid lane, as Godot is going to meet up with him, scout out this illusion room. Godot actually no mana. He's probably going to get clarityed up by Snoopy though.
Yep, looks like they are indeed sharing, and it looks like she's decided, alright, I'll grab the illusion. I don't think Invoker's... Yep, so they've got... I don't think anybody's got a bottle yet on the Dire side for the early room control. So yeah, she's just going to grab that up, use that to help harass the anti-mage, deal with him in mid lane. Meanwhile, he has picked up the poor man's shield and that fast ring of health. You did call that correct, and he's still got some of those tangos pulled in. So he's going to be very difficult to kill without mass disables and nukes. So he's probably not going to get harassed out too much. Anti-mage now... Wow, actually, almost losing the Lich there to the illusions. Must have taken a few nukes there as well.
Vengeful Spirit went in with the illusion rune and the stun. Vengeful Spirit actually took a bit of damage there from the anti-mage, but Lich definitely got the worst off in that trade. And Invoker, I mean, doing okay now, still under level 4, whereas anti-mage about level 5.5 now, managing to get some farm, but Enigma at top wants the win run again. There goes down the stun. Stuns twice. Black Hole, is it going to come? No, Shatan decides not to use the Black Hole on it. The Eidolons are actually about to expire, so probably would not have had enough damage to get that kill.
I agree, and I think it was Windrunner was actually pretty damn quick, although there's a bit of an engagement here in the jungle. Snoopy is chasing the Earthshaker. The Sand King is giving chase. There is another port in for the bottom, but he might be in some trouble. Lich is here as well. He's got Sandstorm up, goes for the Burrow Strike. Here comes the Sunstrike, the arrow as well. They will probably take down Earthshaker. Yes, he goes down. Puck is here though, doesn't manage to knock Snoopy out. They've lost the AoE stun as well. He can sit there for a while. He's going to be okay until Earthshaker rocks back up. It looks like they're going to try and grab Lich. They're going to get stunned there with the Magic Missile. Here comes another Burrow Strike as well as the Starstorm. Doesn't even need it. However, the Dream Caller's down. Puck now in some trouble. Burrow Strike, Illusory Orb. Will he get shut down for long enough? No, he managed to Illusory Orb away. The Ethereal Jaunt gets him out of trouble. Pops the health pot, gets knocked off by Mirana. And Anti-Mage now waiting in the fight. There are a couple of weak targets. He's got the ultimate. This could take out somebody. Godot, very vulnerable. Here comes the ult. And Godot beating this Anti-Mage. Another kill. This is looking a little sketchy. 3-0-1, 33 CS. And currently Anti-Mage, yeah, he is going to be farming up. Actually, the most reliable thing is GPM, and 352 GPM at 8 minutes in. That is a very strong GPM, I would say, for this early in.
Yeah, AL started off that gank really well. That kill at the start on the Earthshaker with the Sunstrike, the 2 stuns, the arrow, the Burrow Strike, that was some perfect coordination. But Anti-Mage coming in, finding a kill there, that is going to really help get him more and more farmed. And I mean, Mith.trust, they're going to say, okay, you guys got 2 kills and we only got 1, but hey, Anti-Mage got our kill. Anti-Mage is up to, I believe he's picked up Treads, has 700 gold, ring of health, and probably going to go for a quick Battle Fury here to help him get more and more farmed. I
don't know, people still ask, why are Anti-Mage, like in this pushing, like this heavy team fight, early team fight pushing meta, why are the hard carries, Anti-Mage and Ricky, kind of still popular? And you see them often banned or picked together, and it's because Anti-Mage is able to fight early. He's got that really good early DPS. Mana Break actually seriously hurts. He does have to sacrifice on the defensive build a little bit, on the defensive side, so he's a little squishy, but he's got good physical auto attack damage. Same for Ricky with his backstab. It really, really freaking hurts. And also, of course, you saw how good the Mana Void is. It really just helps him clean up kills. And if you're against a certain hero early on, you can also actually lay down some pretty decent AoE damage if the teammates do, or the team does cluster up a little too much. But meanwhile, Godot and Snoopy forming a little bit of a gank squad here. Looks like that, they just jumped on top of Earthshaker. Earthshaker, though, managed to sneak an invis rune there and going to chase him off. They realise their jimmies have been rustled and it's time to get him back the hell out.
Yeah, they're going to want to play this a bit safe. They picked up a bottle on Snoopy. That's going to give him some nice HP mana regen. He's up to level 5 now. Maybe going to look for another smoke gank here, as they are going to back off, sit behind this Invoker bit. Musica now up to level 6, has picked up the phase boost bro, so he's going to be going for that quick drum of endurance. And top lane, Shaitan still in complete control. Shaitan is about to hit level 9 and Windrunner about to hit level 7. A 2-level difference between those two heroes. That's how powerful this Enigma deny can be.
Yeah, and it looks like he's managed to keep the majority of the power shot spam away from just slaughtering his Eidolons. It is something you do have to watch out for when soloing the Enigma versus Windrunner. And I've just noticed he has also picked up a ring of health. I'm expecting an early pipe from him just because I don't think he'd be building much else early on with that. That is because Enigma, you know, he's just sort of, he rolls for these supportive items when he's not planning to go for a fast blink. Meanwhile, the double supports are down here for AL. They're down the bottom line looking, they're hunting around for a kill, they're sniffing around for a kill. I think Anti-Mage is here. Yes, he is. Lich and Anti-Mage have rotated to the bottom lane. Also, AL have dropped down a lane ward to spot behind the tower, look for TP ganks, stuff like that. And Snoopy breaking off into the jungle, just doing a little bit of scouting, making sure he's watching, just looking around, making sure, because they don't have They currently, they don't have a rune ward at bottom that's not watching their backside. That is a little bit pro. And Enigma, another kill up in top. Puck, though, fighting Enigma. He's got the Dream Call down. The Eidolons, though, fighting Puck. Puck gets hit by that Malefice, and it looks like he will just ethereal jaunt away. Malefice procking again, doesn't quite bring him down. Sunstrike, though, where is it? Doesn't hit. He was on board. Puck realizing he could be in a bit of damage. Actually, no. Puck dropped back to farm. Got
that was an interesting movement. That was some very aggressive and interesting movement by Puck, but it probably paid off because it meant the Sunstrike was nowhere near him. And Anti-Mage, I feel like Anti-Mage is just moving around a lot because he knows he can't fight against this aggressive AL lineup. He goes bottom, finds some too many heroes there, goes back mid, and as a result, he's not farming as well as he'd like, but he is managed to get some fairly decent farm as well as some kills when they matter.
And I'm going to say, if there's something that's going to mess with Anti-Mage in these early team fights, it's having himself, like, being locked down by something like Cold Snap. I think that is definitely going to frustrate him. Just those mini stuns are so damn good, especially when you've got stuff like Eidolons just hammering away on someone. Very, very frustrating. So I do agree, Cold Snap definitely one of Invoker's best spells. Really, really good for that lockdown. And also, I believe Forge Spirits Quace and Exhort, are they not? So leveling up Quace is definitely going to help out the push potential there with the Invoker. And as I'm just looking, there's a bit of a skirmish breaking down here in the forest. There's the Fisher, goes down. He does hit Mirana, also hits Godot. Godot out of mana though, is going to try and suicide Creep. Not going to happen though. Anti-Mage bring him down with that ult, but ES also getting taken out by Bleak. Now Windrunner in some trouble. Chain Fast though, Snoopy dodging. It's just going to farm Creep there for Lich. And Snoopy sitting in that sandstorm going, you know what? Oh, no, he's popped the invis-red. He's popping the bottle charges. He might go for a stun here on Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage in a little bit of trouble. No. Should be cut unless Mirana's got the arrow. She's got the arrow. Here comes the chain stun. Can he get away? No. Lands the arrow. Sunstrike as well to finish up. And that's exactly what they need. Ethereal Jort coming through. Waning Rift and Dream Call incoming. Stun goes down. The Fissure is there. Snoopy's got no depth. No, yes he does. He procs a Dream Call. Oh, he had the stun up. Earthshaker bringing down. Oh no, Puck actually getting killed there, Invoker going down. I think this could have been a slightly different escape there.
Wow.
They might have got
really nice shackle shot. Yeah, really nice shackle shot there. Made Sand King and Invoker both go down. What was going to be a nice little kill on the Anti-Mage turned around. Mith.trust made a couple of kills there out of nothing. The good news for AL though is that Enigma at top, Shaitan still farming away, still pushing. He's going to get closer and closer to that pipe. They're going to try and get this pipe and mech up as fast as possible to give them that mid-game push they need. Shaitan is actually level 11. So AL with a 3k XP lead now, and the gold lead as well. Around the same margin here, Shaitan does take out that T1 tower.
I'm also going to throw it at that fight, it could have, like, Windrunner and Puck were both relatively low, only sitting about 300 health each. Snoopy accidentally procced Dream Coil on himself. He had a stun up ready to go. If he hadn't have accidentally stunned himself, that could have been another 2 kills. That was unfortunate, but I mean, Reflex, like he was pretty much on the edge of that Dream Call. Oh, bottom lane.
Going on the Lich. Lich will go down. Lich caught in no man's land, no support. And level 10 Mirana, level 6 Sand King. They don't even need to use the whole thing. Just Starfall stun.
Being a bit of a Carl, I mean, you can't, like, against this aggressive, like, there's so many stuns. And so much aggression, like he knows, like the Radiant, the Dire being really aggressive, he's got no lane ward up, it's kind of obvious, and I mean, he knows that the supports have been sniffing around the jungle all game, shouldn't have been there, that was definitely a bad call on his behalf. A haste rune though, being picked up by Snoopy, has found that for himself, but the Radiant, they do notice that, they've got the ward up there, did spot him up, grabbing that, so they know that they've got to be careful. Now they're all moving back to mid. The question is, do you think Shaitan will rotate to mid and try and put a lot of pressure on there, or is he just going to sit up here and farm up? Like, do you think he'll try and finish off this? I mean, I think he's going for a pipe. No, he's getting a fast mech.
He's going to go for a mech first. Yeah, he's going to go for the mech. I think he's going to get both the mech and the pipe, because they haven't really got an obvious mech fire. So he's going to get up the early ring of health, use it a bit later for the pipe, and also go for the mech. So he's going to go for all those utility items. And I think he's just going to keep on farming. As it stands, his team aren't quite ready to go look to push and teamfight yet. Snoopy, getting caught out a bit, needs to be careful. ES going to come in, does not have a totem here, and Snoopy does get taken out.
I'm going to say that was a slick dodge there. He used the Burrow Strike just to get to the edge of the Dream Core. Didn't quite proc it this time. But he escaped the Waning Rift and then dropped the Sandstorm to cover himself. Unfortunately, then had to keep running, sadly, because otherwise ES was going to get stuck in there with, I think he's got an Enchant Totem. Oh no, he doesn't have Enchant Totem. No, he probably would have.
No,
might have
I
been
think Snoopy just expected him to have it. That's one of those things where Snoopy sees, okay, ES is coming in, I'm going to get Totem. Oh, Arrow finds the ES. Bleak, what an arrow. Lich is going to try, well, he's not going to try anything. He's going to throw Nova down now. As Bleak double Starfall, Lich will go down. And now Puck needs to be careful. If he gets stunned, ooh, the stun misses. Yeah. Nice phase shift, but Shatan is there. The stuns, is there going to be a black hole? Ooh, he gets a nice shackle shot, and that's going to slow down Absolute Legend.
Oh, what was that? Oh, what was that?
He'd already casted it before the stun, so he couldn't actually cancel it. Oh!
Sunstrike, Puck dodges! Oh, so close. There's the magic missile. Down goes Windrunner. Puck's still in danger. Though, he pops away in roof because he can. What a crazy game. I've got to say...
Meanwhile, mid lane, Anti-Mage pops an ultimate on the Invoker. Musica trying to escape. Anti-Mage picks up that kill. Kills all over the place. And Bleak is trying to get the Anti-Mage, although Anti-Mage should be able to blink away, as I don't think they can get this kill, but there are 3 heroes chasing. Arrow gonna miss. Godot was there, ready, well, not ready for another stun as he didn't have the mana. Man, this game is a bit all over the place at the moment. Both teams, I mean, they're backing each other up well, but a lot of kills going down.
I've got to say, AL, if they want to win this match, they're doing exactly like... They're doing well. I mean, they're working well. They're working up a steady gold lead. It's 16 minutes in. They've got a 7,500 gold lead. They've got an experience lead. They've got the towers down. They're keeping the lanes pushed. And more importantly, they're roaming all over the enemy. There's just constant pressure. Anti-Mage will always be second-guessing himself, always be worried about someone popping out of the middle of nowhere and ganking him. As Mirana gets hit there by the Dream Core, opts to leap out and proc the Dream Core. Here comes Puck, goes in the Waning Rift, although the leap is already down. Mirana has actually not picked up any levels in her ult. I find this interesting, the fact that, I mean, you could use it to get Enigma into position for a big black hole. I just find it not even 1 level in Moonlight Shadow.
Yeah, it does eat up a lot of his mana, but I mean, as you can see right there, he had full mana, so it could have been a spell that he could be bringing to some use. He's gone for the quick Yasha. He's actually going to have an 18-minute Manta Cell if he wants to buy it. Sometimes he goes for the MKB with the Yasha, but I think we're going to be seeing a Manta Cell here, as he is just trying to farm up those last set of Ogres and get enough gold for that. He's now, I think, just 100 gold away from it. So that's going to be coming out very, very quickly. And as it stands, I mean, Mirana could go head-to-head with this Anti-Mage.
Yeah, well, Anti-Mage busy trying to build a Battle Fury. He is about 1,000 gold away from that. He's got the Claymore. Actually, no, I lie. He's actually a little bit more than that. He needs the Void Stone as well. He's still got a Ring of Health. But just checking the GPMs, I think Mirana is ahead of him, possibly.
Oh, yeah, by a good margin, too.
Let me check there, as Mirana is sitting on 420. Oh yes, she definitely is. And Anti-Mage, they dropped his GP. He's down to 300. This pressure has been fantastic, forcing him to run around in circles, always guess where he might be getting ganked from. I'm going to say one thing, though. I haven't seen many counter wards from AL. I guess they sort of... Their supports haven't really managed to do it, but if they manage to get some counter wards down, it's really going to make him freak out even more. Or the smoke gank from the Dire side, they're going to go for Bleak. Bleak, though, realizing he's in trouble and backing up immediately. And Mirana hasn't got quite enough for the man here. She's just about 300 gold shy. And, well, I don't know, she just sat down there for a second, gets hit by that stun. Shackle shot as well, chains down to oblivion. I'm not sure if Bleak just sort of spazzed out there for a second. And I mean, he was just sort of sitting there going, hi guys, uh-oh. And got hit by that.
Yeah, he is the one non-Asian Asian/Australian player playing on this Singaporean server, but still, that was just a bit of a moment where he was a bit caught in no man's land. I think because he only saw the Lich there, the rest of the Radiant team was still smoked. The ES, the Windrunner, the ES Windrunner was still smoked, as well as the Puck. So Puck just walked in, pops down the Dream Call, and Bleak didn't really react all that quickly because he wasn't expecting them there. He was only expecting a Lich. The rest were smoked, although maybe he had a sort of idea of where they were.
And Snoopy finds himself another H. I've got to say, AL have had fantastic rune control this match, and this really is allowing them to apply so much pressure. Just being able to jump through the jungle all the time, just jump out with these fantastic runes. I'm going to say, though, Lich, though, doing a good job keeping the wards up. I am just waiting for AL, though, to drop those... Or maybe... I don't know, I haven't noticed... Still carrying smoke. Have you noticed many smoke ganks from AL? I don't think I've seen that many.
They went for the one early on, when they were level 1, when they tried to gank mid, but I don't think since then they've tried to use all that many.
As right now, for the early part of the game, they're just trying to get up those core items. They want Invoke to get the drums, the 4-star. They want Enigma to get up the mech, the pipe. As we can see, Enigma has actually finished the mech and is getting well underway, getting close to finishing a pipe. As Bleak going to take out this tier 2 tower. So AL doing a great job of pressuring towers.
And now the engagement, the arrow goes through. It's not going to hit anything though. Power shot goes through. Dreamcoil is down. Midnight Pulse as well. Lich in a lot of trouble. Lucio in waning Reft. It looks like Enigma is in trouble. Echo Slam gets popped down by Earthshaker. Shackle there on poor old Vengeful Spirit. A Sunstrike comes in. Doesn't hit anything as Mirana gets that kill. Burrow Strike on Windrunner as well as Puck. Magic Missile. Here comes the Epi. Gonna bring down Puck. No! Yes it will. Puck's gonna have to Illusory Orb. No, he doesn't. Where did he go? I think he's dead. No, he's died. He didn't actually manage to get away from those heroes backing him up. And that was a great engagement fail. That is exactly what they wanted. Anti-Mage escape, but hey, you know what? Doesn't matter. He's got the Battle Fury. It doesn't matter too much because AL, the issue is, like you look at the supports on the on the Radiant at the moment, you got ES doesn't really have his stuff up. He's only got the Arcane Boots. Well, Windrunner's getting there. She's sort of working towards a mech. Puck doesn't really have squat at the moment. He's really struggled. Lich doesn't have anything. And they're going to have the core items like Invoker's, like you said, got the drums. They've got the mech up. They've got the pipe. Yep, they've got the pipe done and dusted. That is ready to go. So AL really looking to engage with a massive advantage in these team fights. And I think here it is. Here is this timing push that they've managed to pull off here. Taking down this mid tower. And the question is, although, wow, Godot very low there. Almost going into a power shot.
If that chain bounced once more, the Chain Frost found its way to Music and almost bounced once more to Godot. That would have been a very untimely end for him. As you can see, Musica is using those forward spirits now. That's going to give them the pushing power they need. He hasn't even gotten 1 point in Wex. He's all about the Cold Snap, the forward spirits, the Sunstrike. Doesn't even care about the Deafening Blast, what's it called, the Chaos Meter. Just wants the pushing power that those forward spirits give, as well as he gets the Ice Wall as well. That's the other spell. So he's quite limited in what he can use, but he's using those few spells very well.
Honestly, I haven't really seen that many good cows, but I'm not a huge fan. But here we go. There's the stun from ES. Going to shut down Snoopy. Going to bring a mass gank there. But I'm going to say, I do appreciate the fact that he's going for full-on push because the next 10 minutes are honestly their AL's chance to really seal the deal right about now and push home. They've got all their core items. The enemy team hasn't got their mech up and running. They don't have any kind of pipe. I think that nobody is anywhere close to working a pipe. Puck is still trying to get himself a blink by it looks. I mean, I think that's what he's saving up for. He's got 1,600 gold, and I would assume he's trying to get that blink for his mobility because Puck really needs that to plant. Excellent dream calls. Like, you can try Illusory Orb, but it's slower. It doesn't get him in super quick. So he does need the mobility to get the fan, like if he wants to initiate with Dream Call really, really well. Unless catching them off, unless he can get a good one like a Dream Call over, Illusory Orb over a set of trees or a cliff. But otherwise, it's pretty easy to see coming.
Yep, and Antimage wants his mid tower. Bleak gonna look for a deny. He does actually get it. Who needs low ping? Sitting on about 300 ping. Bleak gets a deny. Great play from him. As Bleakels, that's a good 500, 600 gold he's going to be missing out on. As he's going to have to go back to the jungle. He's going to be looking probably to go for the Manta style next, give him a bit more early game presence, and able to sort of blink in, cast some Manta style, and try and stop those pushes. But right now, AL, all the momentum is in their favor. Snoopy is going to have up that Blink Dagger for about 400 or 500 gold. That's what he was farming for when he got picked off. That will be slowing down, but now they're going to slow things down, take out Roshan, and then maybe head towards bottom, take out the T2 tower, but they're definitely the ones in control.
And I'm not sure if the raid, they can't really see that. Like, their ward is all the way over here. This doesn't really spot Rosh all that well, and it allows the Dire just to sneak in. And so AL, they're going to take advantage of this, and I'm not even sure if the Radiant could really risk a team fight at the moment, just because they're not really winning these team fights. I should also mention that deny on mid, that was the first tower down for the Radiant side. They have kept, the Dire have really kept their towers alive just by sheer pushing ability, and they've just taken every single tower, but this half health second tier bottom tower is the only one left standing, so they've got a huge gold advantage thanks to those towers. And along with that Roshan, a 12k lead there on money, on gold, and a 7,500 experience lead. This is really going to give them the edge in the next 10 minutes to try and seal this game. And like you said, Sanking so damn close to a Blink Dagger. In fact, he can go and pick it up from the sideline in just a moment. He's going to just finish jungling here, going to pick it up. Well, I assume he is. Oh, he's just going to take, he's going to take these Centaurs here. Godot just giving him a hand, going to Sparrow Strike, kill him in a second. There we go, going to take those. He's got enough now, going to go pick that up. And they'll get ready for this push on this Dire Tower on the bottom lane. And I'm guessing they'll pick a lane, try and push a few lanes up, and then pick one, commit, try and rax. And it's going to definitely be, up to Myth to defend, basically defend so hard. Does anybody have enough of buybacks? Like, if they get picked off, earlier. I
For
don't...
me, the problem, I mean, they've got, wow, Winrunner actually has a gem now. Interesting pickup there.
That's a waste,
I guess
I
for
think.
the Sank, they're worried about the Mirana ultimate as well as the Sand King. I mean, they'd have to spend a lot of gold on sentries and dust. I mean, they're looking at least, I mean, 1 or 2 sets of sentries of dust. So in the end, that ends up being about 700 gold. So if they think Winrunner can stay alive, then why not? But they need to fight. They need to go in soon, and they haven't got anything like a Blink Dagger on ES to do so.
I'm going to say, yeah, definitely it is worth watching out for the Mirana ult because, of course, the Black Hole is a huge threat. Meanwhile, though, the Radiant not defending. In fact, they're just trying to counter push top, but they're in danger of losing this threat. He hasn't got a TP. Anti-Mage can go back. There's Drinkle. Oh no, Chain Frost. That is a big Chain Frost. They've already popped Pipe. It's down. Unfortunately, probably going to lose. No, Godot survives. Epicenter now. Snoopy going to town. Big Black Hole. Down goes 2 Radiant Heroes. They've lost Lich. They've lost Windrunner. Lich, of course, could die just because, well, he's already popped his spells. But Windrunner, not a good loss there.
The Pipe, the Mech, it's just too much survivability, and even Godot with what an ultimate takes out 2. The Rax is down, but Mith.trust, they find themselves returning fire. Anti-Mage is there as well, and they want to get some more kills. They want to make the best out of this, but Bleak doing so much damage. Arrow gonna go looking for the puck. Puck drops, and Bleak doing so much damage. There is a gem on the ground. No one seems to have noticed that quite yet.
I mean,
that was the winner who had that. AL would want to destroy that.
I think it's the first time Mirana's even used her ult, honestly, so there hasn't really been a huge game. But however, they do take the gem, actually. Enigma keeps it, decides, drops the portal scroll, says, hang on, I want this looks like fun. I'll use this for counter-warding later, because, I mean, they don't have an invincible hero they have to watch out. There's the Pipe. They're going to turn around, go for another kill. The arrow flies out, ES dodging that, thinking about Fissure. There it goes, Midnight Pulse down as well. The Fissure not doing anything, thanks to the Pipe shield there. And Windrunner also just popping shots off. Trying to hold them off. Now, Anti-Mage did counter push, but they sacrificed a Rax for it. Oh, both Rax is the bottom lane. I honestly don't know if he should have poured it back, or if he just went, you know what, screw it, we're going to lose it anyway. Let's just try and pick up some money. What's your feeling there?
Yeah. They just want to make the best out of this, and I mean, I think Myth did all they could. They are fighting an AL lineup which is just so powerful right now, and I don't think they could have saved that Rax. They did the best thing they could. Anti-Mage got both the Tier 1, Tier 2 tower at top, and when they did finally go in on AL, it was with a massive Earthshaker ultimate. They got a couple of kills, but they did still get the worst end of that trade. But, I mean, they're only down by 4 kills. The problem is they're now down a melee and ranged Rax. And AL are going to be looking to take down another set of Rax soon, although they won't have the Aegis this time around.
I mean, this match, it has not been about the kills at all, has it? It's just been the pushing and the aggression. It's not necessarily the Radiant the die early on, landing these landing a lot of early kills with the supports, the Sand King and the Vengeful Spirit running around to the enemy jungle. Because, I mean, they were pretty aggressive. They were hunting kills, but they didn't really score that many. It wasn't like they were just, beyond godlike at 10 minutes or something. But it's just been the sheer pushing and the fact that Anti-Mage has been struggling to find a safe lane to farm in. That has really been messing up. Because you saw he was 350 GPM and it's dropped down. I mean, they got a kill or 2 here. In fact, they've only had 1 kill on him so far, but it's just been that pressure that has slowed him down. But he's picked it up a bit now. I think he's really caught up, actually. What is he? Sitting on 418, so yeah, he's really picked up that GPM, but that lull has slowed him down enough for AL to take advantage, take out that bottom Rax, and now the question is, can they seal the deal, can they get another Rax in about the next 5 minutes or so?
Yeah, Anti-Mage is going to be able to pick up that Mantis Cell soon. He's got the Yasha and the Ultimate Orb. I don't see any reason why he wouldn't, and he's going to maybe go for something like, even a cheap item like a Vlad's could provide him with some additional survivability, the lifesteal, the additional damage, and give his whole team a bit of boost to their damage output to maybe hold off AL. AL, they're happy to take things slow. They've got some items coming up, including the Monkey King bar, which is now picked up on Bleak. We're going to see a Blink Dagger on Shaitan. Invoker going for an Ag Scepter. He's got that in just 300 gold, so they're going to get some big items of their own very soon. That's why they're in no rush. And they know maybe Anti-Mage picks up a Manta. They know, actually, what they don't know maybe is that Earthshaker has actually picked up a Blink Dagger of his own. Ooh,
I thought he had that during the last fight, didn't he?
Okay, yeah.
Because he came out of nowhere with that Echo.
Yeah. Okay, I thought that was maybe a TP in, because when he went in, there was a TP going in the middle, I guess.
Oh, it could have been. No, it could have been, actually. It could have been him.
It was either the Anti-Mage or the ES bought that blink, but I think you're right. I think he did blink in.
As it looks like Snoopy rolling around up here. Looks like he's building a BKB, or maybe Maybe he might be going for an Argonauts, but I'm kind of feeling a BKB. It seems to be the common trend on Sand Kings these days, just to keep them alive so they get more stuns up there. Now Puck getting in there with the Waiting Rip. Bleak are getting isolated and shut down. The Epi goes out. There's a Chain Frost. Echo Slam from Earthshaker. And that was not a good fight for AL at all. They're going to lose 4 heroes here probably. I don't think that poor old Shaitan is going to survive. There's just too much damage being stacked on. There is a stun from Earthshaker, and Anti-Mage will pick up that kill. So right about now, Anti-Mage proving that he's definitely scary.
Oh yeah.
And they are right. Did anybody get that gem back, actually?
Doesn't actually look like. I believe AL maybe destroyed it or left it somewhere at base. But yeah, no gem back. It's going to be a slight...
That's on the courier. There it is.
A slight hurt for Mith.trust. Yeah, okay. Yeah, gem on the courier. As Musica does have his accepted, but that fight there, Mith.trust, wow, that was some great team fight there. Killing off Bleak from the get-go. And now they're going to get a tier 2 tower out of it. By the looks of it, although AL are back soon, this tower should go down. And I believe Mith.trust will be able to get that. The problem is AL can just wait for the next Roshan, get the Aegis on Bleak, and then look to go for that 5v5 fight where they have the Aegis and they're just pushing in with the mech, the pipe. Rather than there, what happened there is they just got a bit caught out.
Yeah, well, the Radiant, they have picked up their own mech on Windrunner, however, they are lacking a pipe up there. A pipe. I'm not sure if Windrunner is going to grab one up herself, or somebody's going to grab one up in just a bit. Now, Puck, of course, has that blink. I think he's had it for a little while now, but that is definitely giving them a bit more initiation, just because they have both Earthshaker and Puck who can now try and set things up. That is going to make things a little rough, although, right about now, what's happening? Oh,
they want to go on him. Black Hole Arrow. The ES Fissure comes too late. Bleak comboed it. And I mean, hey, for the Anti-Mage kill, why the hell not? He does a buyback, but that's going to cost him a lot of gold as they want the ES as well. The ES with a haste rune, though, is just too damn fast. Yeah. And just to dodge the Sunstrike and the rest of the AL team trying to catch him down.
As the gem is still trying to be transferred to Snoopy, who is bringing the courier into battle right about now. There is the Danger Donkey getting stuck in. I'm not sure if he's noticed yet. Is it, it's Vito, hang on, I need to get... No, wait, no. Oh, what's it doing? Where is that courier? Oh, it's given... I think it's given the gem to somebody else now, maybe.
They forced the buyback from Anti-Mage, so I think they'll just back off here. I don't think they... I mean, they could force a fight, and maybe the fight would go their way, but there's no need to. As far as AL are concerned, they still have the advantage. They don't want to find another bad fight. That last fight went so disastrously for them, and they want to just wait till they have a clear advantage. They can pick up the Aegis, and they can just fight a fight on their own terms, rather than one where Mith.trust may be able to use that big ES Lich ultis with the Puck initiation. They've got blinks on both ES and Puck. That's just so deadly.
Yeah, they definitely... Another couple of bad fights will definitely pretty much doom AL. They really, really need to be careful, because Anti-Mage is starting to get out of control. He's busy working towards, I assume, a heart. He's got a Vitality booster. I assume he's working on the Reaver now. And the other thing is also, another couple of bad fights will allow Earthshaker to catch up, get another item, maybe get something supporty in there. Do they have drums up? I don't think they've picked up any drums as of yet. The mech is already up. In fact, another couple of bad fights might even give time for Windrunner to pick up most of the Hex. That would definitely be devastating if they can lock down Bleak or someone. And Venture Spirit actually taking the ward, the Gem of True Sight now, to try and counter ward. She's just looking around, but right now there are no wards up for the Radiant, so I'm not sure if they just lost a couple to her, but there are no Radiant wards. In fact, there's only one ward up. It's over here, all on its lonesome. Oh, actually, no, I lied. There is a Radiant ward. It's right outside their own base, outside their top lane. And they've just planted another one.
They're just putting a few more down. Yep. Yeah, Lich has picked up some more. They are looking to get some control. The problem is they're all sticking together in their own jungle, but their tier 4 towers are being chipped away at. Someone's going to have to get back and defend.
I think they're actually worried about Rosh. They seem to be camping.
Yeah, and Rosh is not back up yet, but, I mean, those tier 4 towers are there to act as a bit of a buffer, but you want to keep them alive as long as possible, and right now this creep wave at bottom, Anti-Mage is going to have to get back and defend, or at least someone will, because that's going to sort of, already the tier 4 tower, down to half HP. That's unnecessary from Mith.trust, as they just worried too much about Roshan.
I mean, here's your trick you were talking about AL doing. Whenever Rosh goes down, they immediately type down the amount of time, the timestamp that he died at. And you see here, Myth did not do the same thing, because they were still scouting Rosh. And in fact, he's up right now. They were scouting. Puck was firing for illusory orbs. They're still skulking around. They know They know he's up soon, though. That's all they know. And now Windrunner actually risking her life now to go in here and fire a power shot, because she doesn't know when he's up. And AL, I guess, well, I assume they did what they usually do. What you say they usually do, and they know he's up, but right now they're skulking around. They've actually smoked up. They're looking for a kill. If they can get a good pick off here, if they can pick off ES or even Puck or Lich, just getting rid of one of them might give them the edge on it, because right now Mirana can still go toe-to-toe with Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage is obviously hits like a truck, but so does Mirana. She's got so much early farm. She's doing so much, like 240 damage before procs on the Monkey King bar. Is very, very dangerous. And then, of course, you've got spells to back it up. And the mid lane,
They
there's
found Windrunner.
This is going to pick up that one. There's a Chaos Meteor, but Earthshaker countering there. The pipe has already been popped. The mech gets popped by Godot's team as well. As I said, there is the Black Hole catching Anime. Deathwing Blast as well, almost pushing him out actually. Dreamcaller's down to Mirana. Bleak is silenced. Puck is rolling around. The stun misses Bleak very low. Gets healed up by that potion. By that urn, but gets taken out in the end there. I think that was the ult there from Anti-Mage. She is down, buys back though. Sand King now sandstorming. Gets stunned there by the Fissure. Blinks out there from the Earthshaker. He's very low. Needs to go and mana up.
Oh yeah, that was intense there. And Mith.trust, I mean, they held, but it was a costly hold, and now AL will look to probably take Roshan. The Lich, the ES, the Puck, all their ultimates are down, so this is not the time for Myth to sort of take a fight. They have got a heavy cooldown lineup. They rely on those ultimates oh so much, whereas AL, they can fight without a Black Hole because they've got the Pipe, the Mech, the Invoker. Whereas Mith.trust, they're relying entirely on those ultimates to fight the AL lineup. I'm
going to say that was a fantastic buyback from Bleak. It was going to give them the time they need to get rid of this rush, because Lich and Windrunner only just back up. They've got Snoopy running interference down, just sitting around here waiting in case he needs to blink in and stun. Now Mirana grabbing that Aegis, blinks in immediately, leaping in as well. They're trying to get that pick. If they got a pick off there, that would have been fantastic. Although actually Puck might have had enough back for it. Might have had enough for a buyback. And they're looking for that Anti-Mage. Can they get it? I think the blinks are on cooldown. Yeah, 1 second. They're not going to get it. Anti-Mage blinks up onto the high ground, but they can see him. There is an enemy ward in the base. The blink in, the stun. Gonna get the pick off here. Now Windrunner into trouble. The Fissure goes down. Snoopy with no mana. The pipe gets popped. Earth slam. No, where's the Echo Slam? Not happening. The Sunstrike doesn't manage to hit anything there. And the Midnight Pulse not doing a whole lot.
Bleak could have got that kill, but he backed off. Bleak thought he had that kill, but Windrunner popping the mech. And Bleak had already stopped chasing as Windrunner popped the mech when the killing blow was mid-air. So Bleak getting a bit outplayed there. That could have been a kill on the Windrunner, and that may mean that AL now can't push as Snoopy very low on HP. He's going to back off. He's going to heal up. And meanwhile, AL at the mid lane, they've still got 4 heroes now. The ES ultimate still on cooldown for 10 seconds, but with Anti-Mage there in the front line, I don't think they can really push on in.
I think I'm about to lose some tangos. I'm not tangos, GG branches. Just throwing it out there. It is getting into the danger zone. It is coming down to the wire, I'm going to say, because right now Myth are catching up. Their supports are getting a bit of farm happening. They've got good initiation to stall and hold off. And Anti-Mage is getting very close to that rebate, getting oh so close to a heart. And I think once he gets that, it's going to become very difficult to burst down. Even his teammate's going to get killed. Mirana now actually popping the Manta, saying, get out of here. Vengeful Spirit also looking for him. But I am definitely getting a little worried because the longer this game goes, the harder Anti-Mage is going to be to deal with. And of course, it is going to come down to as well the supports, just getting a little bit fun. Lich, bulking up the supports, Earthshaker, Windrunner, just bulking up, becoming harder to kill. In fact, Windrunner has, well, no, she's still got the ultimate, or hasn't really got anywhere, because, oh, there's the arrow from Bleak. Bleak's going to go in. Here's the team. Black Hole, here's the Black Hole. No, Midnight Pulse, the stun in there from Snoopy. No Effie, though, decides not to go on. Bleak, though, losing health rapidly. There's Chaos Meteor, definitely Blast as well. Echo Slam drops from Mirana. She'll be back in a second. Chain Frost only going to hit once on Godot, doesn't even do any damage. Bleak, though, going toe-to-toe with Anti-Mage. No, he's winning now. He drops the Starstorm. Anti-Mage is down. Does he have enough for the buyback? He's got enough for the buyback. He can get back into the fray. Wolf Force, it might be on cooldown. No, buyback is ready. He can get back into the fray, but they've dropped Earthshaker. Earthshaker buys back. Can Lich get back in? No, he can't. Buyback is not ready. He's not got enough gold. This might be what they need, but I mean, Lich's ult is on cooldown anyway. But this is what, I think this is down to AL. They need to do this do or die right. They need to solidify some kind of advantage here, or it's going to become a huge problem. Echo Slam is down. The Puck goes in. Bleak very low. Fissure as well. Puck didn't go all the way and does manage to take down Run. There is the epicenter. Gonna take out the Earthshaker, but did they get Anti-Mage? No.
Bleak has already been dropped, so with Bleak down, they're going to take out Snoopy as well. Anti-Mage, there's the Black Hole. Pels is going to be the target. He will drop. He's brought back as well.
Yes!
And now with 3 Mith.trust heroes down, Absolute Legends, though, they've lost their main damage. That's going to be Bleak. I don't know if, I think Myth can hold it. They're still looking okay. They've got the power shot, they've got the illusionary orb, they've got the spam they need. But AL will slowly, they'll at least get a tower out of this. Not to mention, the tier 4 towers by the throne also taking a lot of damage.
I think they've got
AL
this. They've got
looking
this.
to seal the deal.
You can do it. They've got Forge Spirits. No mana for conversion. The Soul Ring up in 7 seconds. Pipe gets popped. They can hold off the illusion orb. They don't even need to worry about it too much. And they've got the rest. Come on. Halfway there. You can do it. Get me those branches. Come on. Daddy's got 50 branches on this game. No, they back up. So AL gonna back off. 4-star for Invoker still in the...
You and your branches, man.
I know, right?
You and your branches.
I'm greedy as all hell. Invoker hasn't really picked... He's got 4.1k music. Got a bit of money in the bank. He might just save up the buyback. Vengeful Spirit actually tanking up here. She's going for a really late... A 40-minute Vanguards. Got the Vitality, got the Ring of Health. Wow, okay, she's just bulk... I mean, they need this, though. They need to bulk up because they have to keep pushing.
Just Just get as tanky as possible. Why the hell not? And I mean, Mith.trust held the racks, man. So they're definitely still well in this game. They did lose the tier 3 tower at top as well as the tier 4 tower at their throne. So they're slowly getting chipped away at their base. Not to mention AL will get a good chunk of gold out of that. We can see the gold grab taking another dip downwards. AL now up by 15k gold, but definitely doesn't feel like their lead is that sizable.
They forced a buyback on Anti-Mage. He's down to 1600 gold. His Reaver is looking further and further away, and he's on cooldown. His buyback is on cooldown for another good 2 minutes. AL could try and make something happen. AL could try and make something happen because they're going to have the ult up from Enigma before that. So I'm pretty sure they can get stuck in. They can just wait for this black hole, and then they can go try and take that top racks again.
At the same time, they could also not make something happen. They could wait for Roshan. They could wait to get both Cheese and Aegis. They're on the dire side. They're closer to the Roshan pit. Not to mention they've got bottom lane continually pushing out. Next Roshan, if they play it right, should be a uncontested Roshan. So that's what they're doing now. They're just playing it safe. They're farming. They might be waiting for the black hole, or they may just sort of look for a pick-off and wait to take out Roshan when it does respawn.
Indeed, that would really help them out if they can get... would they give the Aegis to Mirana? Who do you think they give the Cheese to? Maybe I mean, Vengeful Spirit's got a short cooldown on a stun.
Enigma? I'm sorry, not Enigma. Invoker, I would say.
Oh yes, Invoker, yes, definitely.
Yeah, Invoker and Mirana are the two key heroes at this point. Even Sand King with a Cheese is not bad. Sand King, I mean, he's quite squishy. Even with a BKB, he's sitting on 1400 HP. I mean, he's a hero that his stuns are crucial in these fights, and often he's finding himself in the middle of these team fights because of that melee range stun. And maybe putting a Cheese or Aegis with him, but I imagine it'll go to Musica.
And also, I mean, the other thing is Anti-Mage's build is he doesn't have any magic, so keep it, is really good for these sports to stay alive, because they have a whole bunch of disables, and Anti-Mage's build is, he's going nowhere near a BKB, so that he won't have that death tech to keep, because if he had an early BKB, then yeah, then it would be very, very hard for the supports, even if they were surviving throughout the fight, it would be difficult for them to really provide that lockdown. But having those stuns continue, I know Snoopy was telling me this. He was saying, I was asking why. Why does Na'Vi keep giving support to their farms? Why do they tank them up like this? He says because continually having those support disables, having those extra Crystal Novas, Frostbites, Magic Missiles, Burrow Strikes, it's huge. It has a huge impact. Like you said, the Burrow Strike is a massive stun. It swings fights. Like a shackle shot, even in the middle of a fight, can turn things around massively, as long as you land it correctly. But Smoke Gank now, from the Radiant side.
Trust.
And, well...
They want to look for something. I mean, Anti-Mage has got up to 2.7k gold now, but the problem is they're going to have to defend bottom soon. Top lane as well, pushing on in. Look at this, you can see them drawing the map. They want to go top, they want to make something happen. The problem is their time is running out. They need something now, and AL are on the other side of the map farming Ancients together. They are not going to find anything at all. They're going to have to just TP home, defend this top lane, unfortunately. Also
got to mention that both teams are carrying an eye at the moment. Or rather, a gem. Who is carrying on the Radiant side? Somebody is Puck. Puck is carrying the gem right now for the Radiant. Vengeful Spirit's still carrying that Dire gem, of course, that stolen gem at the moment. Now, I'm just looking. Sand King.
Bleak has picked up a Black King bar, so BKB on Bleak. That's going to give him a lot more survivability. It means ES can't just come in, pop him. If he wants to pop the BKB early, he's guaranteed a good 9-10 seconds of pretty much invulnerability. Or if he wants to wait sort of midway through the fight, although he could get picked up early, he will be able to use that sort of to counter some of these spells that the Radiant team can throw at him. I'm going to throw this out there. It definitely has been Puck and ES paying good attention, focus firing that Mirana, getting on top. They have been very diligent about trying to get rid of the Mirana as fast as possible. Even though without Mirana, I mean, they still took Anti-Mage without the Mirana. That was pretty damn good, I think. Although it mostly came to the fact that, like we've said before, just gangbanging. Although there's a BKB from the epicenter coming in. There is the epi. Is it hammering? It is. It's going to take out AM. AM is down. The arrow misses. A Chaos Meteor nowhere near anything. Doesn't matter though. I hear a Chain Frost. Not doing a whole lot because the pipes and the BKBs are all over the show. Windrunner getting blinked and Burrow Strike gets taken out. Buyback though from AM. Wow, he had another one up. That again though going to delay that Reaver even further. And right about now, AL though, they've only got the bottom lane really pushing up close. Right now, the Radiant top to lane is pushing, and the mid lane for the Radiant, I think, also pushing. So they're just going to have to gun for the throne at the moment, or try and sweep. And they're going for that tier 4 tower. The Illusions, the Forge Spirits, they're hammering away at the tower. Just
speeding away on its doorstep, as it looks like they're going to try and respond. They need to get rid of these things, actually, these minions. I hear the stun go down. Who's going to go on? Puck, trying to get out of trouble. He's got the medallion of courage. There's a lot of negative armor there. Burrow strike again. Fisher goes down. Anti-Mage in trouble. Echo Slam gets popped down. It looks like Marana misses the arrow again. Here, the son of a call. Magic missile though on Earthshaker. He will get taken out. That is no pretty little lie. And they get the tier 4 tower. They're just going to go for the throne. Who needs the extra racks? AL now just going to throw it. They're going to go 45 minutes. Going to finish this here and now. Game over.
Mith.trust have to go in. Great shackle shot onto Bleak. There's the black hole from Shaitan. Gonna find the puck in the middle as well as the Kells. The Kells will blink out though, but the problem is he has to go heal up, and meanwhile AL could focus down this throne. Bleak is gonna finish off the puck of the Windrunner as AL may just finish the game here. Anti-Mate's gonna blink back in. Is he gonna do enough damage? He gets a huge
no!
Mith.trust are gonna hold. Snoopy in trouble as well. Mith.trust triple kill on the Anti-Mage. Gonna make it 4. There's your ultra kill, and he's still blinking, looking for Shaitan. Shaitan in trouble here. Is this gonna complete the rampage? He may take too long to get this kill, but Shaitan is definitely in trouble. Could blink and TP. Oh wow, what a defense there from Mith.trust. That was
jaw
some
just hit the
nail
table.
biting play.
Oh, I called you hear it here first. Premature GGs from Triumph of Man from Dotacast.
Yeah.
Calling it all over. No, Anti-Mage goes, hang on a minute, this is 45 minutes of the game. How about I start carrying this game? How about I start getting an ultra kill, showing everybody why I was perma-banned for a good 6 months or so. Why I'm the most feared farmer in the Chinese scene. He's sitting on 2.7k, getting he's 500 gold shy of a Reaper. In fact, he could sell that poor man shit, doesn't he? Yeah, he did. He just sold it. Says, I don't need. Oh, we went for a Vlad's. Okay.
I think that's a better choice there.
I know. I'm going to
agree. Give him a bit extra damage, and it's a cheap item. He can't afford to buy a heart because he's not going to have buyback. By buying the Vlad's, he can get a useful item and still have money for the buyback, and maybe go look for a fight now, as they want to stop AL taking Roshan. Because as it stands, Mith.trust are only down 1 set of racks. AL only have the bottom racks. So despite these fights going AL's way, they haven't gotten the racks because they did go for the throne.
And yeah, they're going to Radiant now, going for this Roshan. I'm going to throw it out there. I'm going to throw it there. Also, the other thing is he's not, the amount of lockdown on the dive, he's not being able to dance in and out of the fight either. Although there's a good engagement Myth. They're going to pick up Shaitan. Shaitan out of mana, pops the BKB, can't port. Marana going to try and save the life, but they've got a gem. It's not going to work. The Gem of Truth are going to spot them up. Can he get away? Dreamcall goes down. Does stun Shaitan, and they're going to lose. Oh no, Enigma goes down. Earthshaker is down as well. The Enigma buys back. This could be a bad engagement now for Myth. Myth going to lose their Lich. Are they going to lose the Anti? There's the Epicenter. There is the Burrow Strike. Anti-Mage is down. Doesn't have a buyback up. No, he does not.
That was Snoopy, the captain of AL. He took his time, but when he came in, he was saying, okay, enough is enough. Mith.trust, you guys have put up a good fight, but now we want to seal this game, and I think they may just do it here.
Yep, I think they've got this. They can, they can just pressure this mid tower. It's like it's on 75 health. They've got this here. They could backdoor it if they wanted to. They're just going to take this mid. They could even just sprint past and go for the racks. Because 4 heroes dead. Yeah, they are. They're just like, screw it. Get that racks. Don't give Anti-Mage or anybody time to try and buy back or whatever. Even if they did, just take no chances. Get that throne. Get it now. Puck desperately trying to hold this up, but now it's GG. Game over, Red Rover. AL earning me some branches. Thank you very much. Time to go all in on the next game versus DK because, of course, guys, we've got another match coming straight, or not quite straight. I'm not sure, actually, what the timing is on it. But we've got another match coming up fairly soon. It is going to be Absolute Legends versus DK. Another, I think this is Group B. Going to be another Group B match. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Group A.
Oh, it's Group A. Group A match, sorry. Another Group A match, and this has been fantastic. What a way to kick this off after a very shaky start with Mineski, a little bit MIA there. Finally, we get a bit of a cracking match there, so congratulations to AL and bad luck to Myth. But of course, group stage in the Gigabyte Dota Masters tournament, they are definitely not out by any means of the word. Plenty of time to come back, win some matches, and move forward into the playoffs.